Okay, so here is our first equation, x minus 3y is equal to 6. And what we're going to do is we're going to use substitution. So what I said on the slide was we're going to use x is equal to 0, and we're going to use y is equal to 0. And we're going to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Now, before we get started, let's think about this. If I'm looking for my x value, I want to find what x is. If you want to find what x is, would you replace the x with a 0 if you're actually looking for it? No, you wouldn't. You're going to replace the y with 0. So when you're looking for x, the y is going to become a 0 by substitution. All right, so let's do that. If I'm looking for x, then my y value is going to be the 0, my substitution, okay? So I'm substituting 0 in place of y. And then I'm going to work this out because I want it in x equals some number, whatever the number is, all right? So look what happens. I multiply right here because that's the multiplication property, right? Negative 3 times 0. What's 0 times anything? That's an identity, right? The 0 property says that any number times 0 is 0. So that would be x minus 0 is equal to 6. Well, x minus 0, do you really and truly need that? No, you don't. So you could just say, scribble that out, and write x is equal to 6. Okay? So your x-intercept has an ordered pair. The ordered pair for your x-intercept, and I'm going to abbreviate INT for intercept, just so that we save space on the board, okay? So my x-intercept is going to be the number 6, comma, 0, because 0 is the value that I replaced y with, okay? That's what I did my substitution with. Once you get your x-intercept, we're going to do the same game. We're going to play the same game. The only difference is now I'm going to make the y value into a 0, or I mean the x value into a 0, so that I can find my y-intercept, all right? So let's do that. So now I'm going to replace x with 0 minus 3y is equal to 6. Well, 0 minus 3y, what does that give me? 0 doesn't change the value of anything, right, because it's 0. So this stays negative 3y. So all I have to do now is divide by negative 3. And when I divide by negative 3, I get 1y is equal to 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. Okay? So now I have my y-intercept. So my y-intercept is going to be, let's write y, shortcut, INT for intercept, is going to be 0 because that's what I substituted in place of my x value right there. So 0, comma, negative 2. So those are my x-intercepts and my y-intercepts for this one particular equation, okay? Now let's do the same procedure over here because we're going to take both of these lines in a minute and we're going to graph them, okay? So let's do this. For my x-intercept, I'll write it over here, x-intercept. I'm looking for something, comma, 0, right? Because I'm going to plug 0, I'm going to substitute 0 in place of my y value. So let's do that. 2x minus substitution equals 4. Now again, 2x minus 0. Does 0 really change anything? No. So you basically can just scribble that out. So you get 2x is equal to 4. Then I divide by 2, and I get x is equal to 2. So my x-intercept is going to be 2, comma, 0. Now let's do the same procedure and find the y-intercept. So to find the y-intercept, I make x a 0. So let's write it down. Y-intercept, INT, and that's going to be 0, comma, some number. because I'm looking for my y value. I don't know it yet. I do know that my x is going to be substituted in with a 0. So let's do that right now. So I have 2 times 0 minus y is equal to 4. So remember, what does this mean? 2 times 0. 0 multiplied by anything is 0. So basically you can just scribble that out. And you get negative 1y is equal to 4. And when you have your negative 1, remember that's like that spirit 1 that I always talk about. We want our variables that we're solving for to be positive. So we want to make sure we divide that negative out of there. So a negative divided by a negative is a positive over here. So I get positive 1y. And 4 divided by negative 1 is negative 4. So my y-intercept is 0, negative 4. All right. Now that we've physically found the x and the y-intercepts for both of these lines, we're going to go to another slide, and I'm going to graph them on our graph, probably one line at a time, okay? I'll see you back in a minute.